Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood updates here, so remember to subscribe for the latest videos. Meg Ryan, once the quintessential girl next door of romantic comedies, now stands at the center of a media whirlwind that's left fans divided, critics shocked, and industry insiders gasping for breath. At 63, she has become an unexpected force of controversy. Not for scandalous roles or criminal behavior, but for daring to live life on her own terms, boldly embracing her sensuality, ageless allure, and unapologetic spirit in ways many find thrilling while others label indecent. But what does indecent really mean in 2025? Is it a woman celebrating her body, style, and independence beyond the conventional Hollywood age cutoff? Is it a mature icon refusing to fade quietly into nostalgia? Or is it just the audacity of Meg Ryan, once America's sweetheart, now defying expectations with fierce confidence and irresistible charisma? The truth is far more layered, emotional, and dramatic than any tabloid headline dares to print. Fans first began to whisper in shock when Meg made her return to the public eye, not with another innocent rom-com, but with a wardrobe that stunned: plunging necklines, bold sheer gowns, provocative red carpet stares, and unapologetically mature glam that left little to the imagination. Critics accused her of chasing youth. But Meg wasn't chasing anything. She was standing still, commanding the spotlight, owning the attention not in desperation but in defiance. And that defiance has become her new legacy. Industry veterans whisper how casting directors and producers now see her not as the sweet, predictable lead from You've Got Mail, but as a wild card, a woman who can't be typecast, controlled, or quieted. Social media erupted when unretouched paparazzi photos of Meg in a bikini, toned, glowing, and unbothered, surfaced online. Overnight, hashtags like #MegUnfiltered and #IndecentAt63 went viral. Some gasped. Some applauded. But the conversation couldn't be ignored. Where most actresses her age are quietly forced out of center stage, Meg is rewriting her story loudly. She's reemerged not just as an actress, but as a cultural phenomenon, an icon of liberation and, yes, controversy. She's walking into film festivals in body-hugging couture, laughing off reporters' uncomfortable questions, and posting self-aware, sultry selfies on Instagram. She's not seeking approval. She's claiming her narrative on her terms. But with that boldness has come backlash. Conservative critics have labeled her indecent, a bad influence, and a cautionary tale. Headlines scream of scandal, but dig deeper and you'll find an actress simply tired of hiding. She's spent decades being sweet, quiet, and modest. Now she's being loud, provocative, and powerful. Her recent photo shoot for a luxury lingerie brand's age diversity campaign had jaws dropping. Critics called it tasteless. Fans called it triumphant. Meg called it overdue. Her interviews are peppered with defiant quotes like, "Why should age mean silence?" And "I'm not dressing for critics. I'm dressing for me." Her openness about cosmetic procedures, no denials, no shame, has also made waves. "It's my face, my choice," she's declared. And whether you agree or not, you can't ignore the confidence. Her evolving look, sculpted cheekbones, full lips, youthful eyes, has sparked passionate debate about beauty, age, and authenticity. And yet beneath the headlines, there's still that same soulful artist who once charmed us with tearful monologues and iconic kisses in the rain. Meg hasn't lost her depth. She's simply added layers. Each public appearance feels like a new chapter in a memoir she's writing out loud, one of reinvention, rebellion, and revival. And it's resonating deeply with a generation of women tired of invisibility. She's become an avatar for defiant femininity, sensual, unfiltered, and gloriously complicated. Is that indecent? Or is it finally honest? One journalist recently said, "If Meg Ryan is indecent, then decency is overrated." A recent behind-the-scenes documentary shows a private Meg, laughing with makeup artists, speaking candidly about grief, motherhood, fame, and the loneliness of reinvention. Her vulnerability makes her strength even more electrifying. The camera catches her walking barefoot onto a photo set, shrugging on a sheer robe with a smile, unafraid of judgment. "I don't feel 63, she says. "I feel free." That single quote sent waves through the internet. Not because it was shocking, but because it felt rare. In a culture that often erases older women, Meg Ryan is refusing to be erased. Instead, she's becoming more vivid, more complex, more talked about than ever before. From sultry magazine spreads to interviews where she calls out sexism in the industry, she's become both a lightning rod and a beacon. Whether fans admire her daring fashion choices, her unfiltered interviews, or her luxurious style, one thing is clear: Meg Ryan is having the last word in a world that once tried to write her off. And in doing so, she's becoming a legend not just of the past, but of the present. Stick around, because the second half of her story might be even more powerful than the first. And as the buzz around Meg Ryan continues to grow, so does her influence over an entire cultural dialogue about femininity, beauty, and power in a world obsessed with youth. She's become more than an actress. She's become a symbol. Paparazzi may chase her for risque angles, but it's her presence that steals the show. Walk into any fashion-forward Hollywood gathering and you'll hear her name dropped in whispers of awe or judgment. She's no longer simply Meg Ryan, the rom-com darling. She's Meg Ryan, the fearless, the icon, the so-called indecent woman who dared to break every unspoken rule. Recently, she stepped out at a high-profile gala wearing a gown that blended vintage sensuality with bold modernity, velvet, mesh, and crystals in all the right places. Fashion critics didn't know what to make of it. Daring or desperate? One headline asked. But fans knew the answer. It was Meg in her rawest, boldest form. And as the world tried to keep up, she smiled for the cameras, posed with confidence, and left the event with an award for Style Icon of the Year. That night, the internet exploded. TikToks were filled with young women saying, "If Meg can do this at 63, what's stopping me?" It wasn't just about a dress. It was about permission. Permission to evolve. To be sensual. To be seen. Meg Ryan's new era is blazing like wildfire across generations, inspiring grandmothers, mothers, and daughters alike to stop hiding and start celebrating. She's influencing red carpet trends, igniting podcast debates, and fueling think pieces on major media platforms. But behind the glam and glow, there's still the artist. The woman who once told stories through characters and now tells them with every public move. A photographer who recently worked with her said, "She's magnetic. She owns the room, but she never tries to. She just is." That effortless charisma is what keeps the world watching. Whether she's photographed in a barely there bikini on the Amalfi Coast or caught reading poetry in oversized sunglasses at a quiet cafe, Meg Ryan lives unapologetically. And the more she's called indecent, the more iconic she becomes. Brands clamor for her endorsement. Fashion houses invite her to front-row seats. Filmmakers are quietly rewriting scripts with mature, sensual female leads, with her in mind. A-listers half her age whisper about how to reinvent themselves with even a fraction of her authenticity. Yet even as the offers pour in, Meg remains elusive, doing only what feels real. She recently turned down a major studio project, saying, "If I can't connect with it, I won't fake it for fame." That integrity has become her signature. In a world where fame is often bought or forced, Meg Ryan's resurgence feels earned. Her indecency isn't rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's liberation through truth. Her personal life remains fiercely private, though rumors swirl of rekindled romances and secret getaways. It's watching with mouths open and hearts stirred. Subscribe now for more stories like this, because on Daily Gossip, we bring you the boldest celebrity truths, the most glamorous reinventions, and the kind of drama that proves stars don't fade, they evolve.